Talyllyn, North Wales. Talyllyn is well known for having a famous beach on the Irish Sea, and it's a popular holiday spot for people in England. But of course, I'm not here for the seaside, as lovely as it is. As amazing as their theatre from 1901 was, that wasn't the main draw. Nor was it the oldest example of Welsh writing. It was their never-closed in 150 years steam railway. The Talyllyn Railway has been running trains since 1865, and they show no signs of stopping. The line was originally built to carry slate from a quarry up in the hills. The railway's gauge is rather odd at 2 foot 3 inches, somewhat isolating it from other railways in Wales which were exactly 2 foot gauge. For most of the railway's history, it ran with only 2 locomotives, both built by Fletcher Jennings of Whitehaven. The first of these was Talyllyn, built in 1864 for the opening of the line. After some improvements were made to the design, this locomotive, Dolgoch, was built. Rather unusual for a narrow-gauge railway, the 2 engines built for the Talyllyn Railway had very long wheelbases. This was because, unlike other earlier lines, such as the Festiniog Railway, where it was designed originally just to be horse-worked, they designed the Talyllyn Railway with steam engines in mind, meaning they had much wider curves and could accommodate larger engines. By 1948, though, the railway was just barely going. The railway's director, Edward Thomas, did everything he could just to keep the line running, when a group of enthusiasts approached him about buying the railway. At the time, this idea was unheard of, a bunch of trained people buying a loss-making railway. But they had something way more ambitious in mind, opening this as a heritage railway line. And that is where the idea of heritage railways began. So places like Cass, the Oigawa Railway, the Cumbres and Toltec, the Hars, the Bluebell, the Durango and Silverton all owe their existence to a pair of patched-up locomotives in Wales, kept alive by the passion of local individuals. But technically the Ohio Railway Museum would still be around because, technically speaking, we're not a heritage railway because we only have 1 station. And in 1948 we only had 1 car, and there was no track. And trains didn't start running until 1952, which was the year after the Talyllyn was founded, and in roughly the same amount of time preserved, they've got 6 more miles of track than we do. But we were still technically fourth. What's really inspiring about the Talyllyn Railway, though, is their amazing ability to just keep on going. Keeping heritage locomotives and rolling stock up and running every day is a difficult task. Right when everything seems just fine, bad things can still happen. But for decades, these people have been determined to put everything right and get it all running for tomorrow. Instead of pointing fingers about who should have done this and who shouldn't have done that, they've just been picking themselves up, dusting themselves off, and getting everything ready for tomorrow. And that's what rail preservation is all about. It's not easy, but the reward is definitely worth it.
Right Honourable the Earl of North Esk.
Wait a minute, Bill. Don't I hear a Great Western whistle? Yes, it must be. It is. It's my old friend Edward Thomas, number 4, just leaving. Oh, there she goes. I think I know her better than most of our locomotives. I've fired her on many occasions and driven her, and we seem to get on jolly well together.
Sure you do, Lord North Esk. Are you an engine driver or a past fireman?
I'm a past fireman and a qualified driver on the Talyllyn, both of which I'm jolly proud.
One. Excuse me, Coppin, that's the smoke coming out of Edward Thomas. Of course, Edward Thomas is a very special engine. She's really our newest engine. She was built in 1921, and she's a real workaday engine.
This is either for an event or a really elaborate practical joke. Proof that we're in Wales is even the water tower is made of slate. Oh, there we are.
Yeah. Thomas is defining that. Well, surely. It's like that.
I'm assuming this is why it's a narrow gauge railway.
faces in there on the wall.
There's there's Alf, and I think out this side, that's a real life Rusty, or a Midlander, or it got re-engined, and oh, there it is.
That's Douglas. What are you looking at? Yeah, that's where we are here. Let's go with it. Makes no sense.
There goes Bryn Glass. Hey, that's us. Here at Dolgoch, the station by the waterfall, the engine takes in water from a natural stream. Edward Thomas's patent Hackworth valve here. Hang on a second there. We'll catch the next one. Here at Dolgoch is a small natural rainforest. Aside from the occasional steam-hauled passenger trains, there's hardly a sound.
Roughly an hour. I was to say that the trucks not to leave it.
But I keep telling you, said Duck, there are no dukes.